Hey everybody, welcome in, and it's time. Finally, we're going to be fixing that mistake that I made long ago of committing to the wrong T8. And this was a couple of days ago, and I meant to get it out to you guys. But when I did this, I went combine, and I combined the second piece down. You'll see there's 1 out of 1. And I was like, oh no, did I do something wrong? I can't equip them in the T8. And then I was like, okay, I can still do the whole thing. I like little freak myself. I was like, no, did I make another mistake? But no, boom, we've got a T8 hero, and been waiting a good amount of time for this. So finally, we're here. Now I'm not gonna go for um, any of these other abilities just yet. Only the speed leader, because I'm not currently using Baymax. I'm still not even using Baymax, but I am going to use hero. So let's do that, and let's get into him. And this is going to make me more competitive. I'm going to be able to get back up on top and do all sorts of other things. Can try a lot more things again without only having to run super meta teams. And then only a couple of days later, another couple of raids passed, and I was thinking, so I was going to say Stitch is going to be my next, and he's going to be coming soon. Boom, another couple of raids came. We got the 2 times gear, and I just got pretty decent pulls. And now we have got our third. So not only our second, we're fixing the hero, the mistake that we made, but now we're getting Stitch as well. And I do have a choice here to make about which ability I want to go for the T8. And it will be interesting because there's 2 different ways you can go about this. The car is amazing on manual. You can get some good things out of it, but when you're using Stitch on your defense teams, it's not going to be great. Whereas the passive is always going to be good. You don't only have to wait for the cooldowns to go. It's always going to be there. It's always going to be passively happening. And so that's why I committed to the passive. And that's going to help me on my defenses, and it's going to help me going forward with all sorts of things. So that is going to be the solid first choice, and then I'm going to go back and get the car. So with these 3 characters at tier 8, this is definitely, like, I noticed as soon as I took Hero up to tier 8 and got his lead, I was like, boom, all of a sudden now I'm not guaranteed after a couple of characters to him having his turn. I'm actually competing now for the first turn for in a lot of matches, and that just changes things. That right there, that just fixes a lot of the issues when you are going up against T8 heroes and other teams or speed teams, and you aren't at the same speed as them. So you're fighting an uphill battle with a bad handicap. But now straight away notice the difference. I'm like, okay, boom, you can give it to somebody else. You can adjust your game plan. You can counter. You can do all those things back on level playing field, and that just changes so much. So definitely, I would say hero still will be first priority for a lot of people to get that gear tier 8. Now, Elsa is still amazing. She's still the biggest damage dealer, and just absolutely nuts, bonkers kit still. But Stitch, on the other hand, Stitch is going to be a great counter to everything else, and it's going to be a good defensive character, a good character for raids, a good character for pretty much every game mode. And he's also going to be great in the future, especially with Ursula's and things coming around, countering these Gantus. So I want to make sure I've got mine ready for when Dash pops up, for when Gantu pops up, for when Go-Go's, all the big Hero 6, any characters that come up with getting charges, he is always going to be relevant, and that's why I went for him, and that's why I was like, I'm just going to go for him. If I've invested to get him, I might as well fully invest and make the most out of him. So that's why I've gone for those 3, and then we will be having another tier 8 character. I'll probably say not soon, although potentially I'm tossing up whether I do Merlin or not now. I can get another gear piece for him. That means he's only 2 gear pieces away potentially. But what that means is he doesn't get much for his tier 8. He only really gets the reducing spell cost by 1, which is still only a chance, a 40% chance on that every 3 turns. So it's kind of like, oh, it's not really worth my runes to go for this, although it is fairly cheap in runes compared to like 100% cheap compared to leveling up Ursula, even for Stitch and the others. So there is that. At least he's kind of good value, but I just don't think you're going to be getting the most out of it. I think a lot of matches will hardly get around to his 3rd turn, maybe his 3rd turn, but the matches that he gets to his 3rd turn, he'll also get to his 4th turn, and maybe you won't get more than that. So I don't really find that there's too much value compared to other abilities for him, and because of that, I'm like, I don't need anything else for his kit. I don't need more damage. Maybe a little bit more survivability will be good, but it may be worth me not taking him to tier 8 and saving it for another mythical character. So let me know what you guys think about that. But the other character who I am going for, I'm definitely going for Zurg as soon as I can. But I think this is going to be my next T8 is Sheriff of Nottingham. And the reason why I'm going for Sheriff is all because of his passive. I want that next 10% speed meter stolen. That is he's already changing games with 30% turn meter stolen. The more damage he does, great. The more survivability he has, great. But the more turn meter you can steal on this as well is more control, and that's what he's there for. And that's why I'm going for him, because he is also another great character that's good just to sit there on defenses and all these types of things. So the stronger I can get him, the stronger my defenses can be, so the stronger things can go. So I'm close to getting his next piece of gear, 2 pieces away, and then I've only got 2 more pieces left on him. So depending how kind raids are to me, if I can pull some kingdoms, then that'll be nice. Other than that, it's gonna be the long road. It might be another week or 2 to actually get him all done if the raids are not kind, which I hope they are. Because if the raids are kind to me and I'm actually putting some kingdom mats, then it could be maybe even within a week. So that will be amazing if that's the case. As soon as I've got my first 5 T8s, from then on, this thing's going to be a whole lot easier, and it's just going to be planning for characters that you want to save for, planning for characters that you just want to go all in it right now, and I'm looking forward to that. I really am looking forward to that. So I'd say I'll probably be there in probably like another month plus. When I get to that stage, I think then it would be very beneficial to consider what the meta is, and we're going to have some changing metas, as we've seen already with the Wilds buffs, and expecting new legendaries to come, expecting new towers to come. So all of these things means more characters, more changes in the meta. So I'm going to just sit tight, finish off these characters, then sit tight and see where the next investments are going to be from there. If you want to hear more from me talking about investing in characters and the way I make my choices, let me know in the comments below. Also, let me know where you guys are at with your either holding your gear, spending your gear, which characters you're going for. I'm loving hearing from all sorts of different people, just the different characters people are choosing, from Coco to Baloo to Gizmo. There's so many awesome characters being chosen to go to T8 just because people like them, or they like the uniqueness of them. So I'm all about that, and I love to hear from that. So hopefully I hear from you in the comments below, and we'll see where you're at with your progress and where you are moving forward, who you're working on. I love to hear that kind of stuff. So I'll see you down there.